Yo, what is good, Knicks Nation? Welcome back to Knicks Media. This is Richie, and in this video, I want to talk about a report, an article from Marc Berman of the NY Post, and talk about some of the rumors that he had to talk about in this article. It's very interesting of what's coming out. Obviously, this article was posted yesterday. If you guys want to check it out of your own, I would link it down below in the description if you want to read it, because Berman had a lot of interesting things to say in this article regarding the New York Knicks and Donovan Mitchell, potentially a trade with the Knicks and the Utah Jazz, why the Knicks are hesitant, why the Knicks did not get the trade done in July because of what Danny Ainge is looking for, and Tom Thibodeau apparently rumored to prefer Quentin Grimes over RJ Barrett. Some people in the Knicks office don't believe that RJ Barrett is worth an extension because of his performance in terms of his efficiency from the field. So there's a lot to get into in this article. So in this video, I want to give you guys my thoughts of everything in this article. And again, I'm taking this with a grain of salt. I know that it's a report from NY Post. I know it's Marc Berman writing it, so I'm not really taking this as 100% factual stuff, but it's definitely something I want to bring up in a hypothetical scenario of what if the Knicks actually do believe in this stuff, because it really does bring up some interesting conversations. So, of course, I'm going to be making a video on this, and most importantly, I want to hear your guys' thoughts down below in the comment section of this report and this article from Marc Berman. Anything that we should really take seriously in this article, or do you guys think it's just mumbo-jumbo, Marc Berman trying to just make stuff up and just trying to get some clicks? I don't know. I really don't know what to say other than there are some interesting things in this article that, according to his sources, really crazy stuff. So with that being said, let's just get right into it. But before we do so, I just want to mention, if you guys are new to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button. We've got a lot of Knicks content coming your way leading up until training camp. And of course, do not forget to like the video if you guys enjoy. It really does help out the channel, help out the video a ton. If you smash that thumbs up button, really do appreciate that. So let's get right into this article. We're going to read it from the top. The headline is Donovan Mitchell trade talks rekindled, but Knicks wary of giving up too many assets. So we saw a report recently from Shams a couple days ago that the New York Knicks and the Utah Jazz have re-engaged in trade negotiations, first time in a month since they started talking in July. And then we hear from Marc Berman of the NY Post that it does feel like the Knicks are still wary of giving up what the Utah Jazz is looking for. So let's start off at the top of the article. The Knicks are still trying to find a way to bring Donovan Mitchell home in a way that makes sense. According to multiple sources, the Knicks were turned off by Utah team president Danny Ainge's initial demands when he asked in July for a package of 7 first-round picks and players. Talks died, but recently there has been renewed back and forth. So basically that's no new news, because we all already knew that the Knicks and the Jazz are back in terms of talking to each other. The Knicks' major concern, according to sources, is giving away too many future assets, which could leave them stuck in an area far below a championship contender. Adding Mitchell, they believe, would be good enough for a 10-game leap in 47 victories. That would put them straight into the playoffs as viable second-round threats. They're excited that a backcourt tandem of Brunson, Mitchell with RJ Barrett, Julius Randle, Mitchell Robinson in the front court, and D Rose and IQ as the 2 top guards off the bench would make them a top 6 Eastern Conference team. Giving up all their eligible first-round picks, however, would leave the Knicks in a place that would prevent them, perhaps for years, from making another significant trade in order to make that next step in the future. The Knicks were 37-45 during a bitter 2021-2022 campaign. The championship drought will reach 50 years. Yeah, thanks, Berman. We know that. So basically, my thoughts of this part of the article is that the Knicks are definitely hesitant on bringing Donovan Mitchell for the simple reason that the price is ridiculous, and we already knew this. This isn't breaking news that that we didn't know as Knicks fans, that the Utah Jazz and Danny Ainge are trying to get the entire world, the entire universe from the Knicks. And I like that the Knicks are not going to just give up their entire assets for Donovan Mitchell. As much as I want Donovan Mitchell, he's not worth 7 future first-round picks plus players. It's just simply not the fact, because if the Knicks do a trade like that, then we're giving up all of our assets that we've been acquiring the past couple of years for a star in Donovan Mitchell, and then we don't really have any flexibility in the future to make future moves. And I feel like the Knicks are smart right now by holding their ground, understanding that they're not going to step up to that price, and hopefully bring the price down to their what they want, around like 4 or 5 first-round picks is what I'm assuming. And then getting deeper into the article, he says stockpiling draft picks has been a central strategy during team president Leon Rose's regime, with chief strategist Brock Eiler as a top influencer. The Knicks, however, already have traded their 2022 lottery pick to clear cap space for Brunson. The Knicks also could forfeit an additional first-round pick as the NBA investigates whether to punish them for tampering, which is really interesting. We'll see how that whole thing happens if the Knicks actually get punished for tampering for Jalen Brunson. Don't really have anything else to say about that. They just got to investigate and see if the Knicks were actually tampering or not. Hopefully, obviously, the Knicks don't have to sacrifice any capital. And then this is where it gets interesting, because we hear what Coach Tom Thibodeau prefers. Coach Tom Thibodeau is interested in making Mitchell a Knick and has recently laid low, knowing the offseason work is not complete. There's belief around the league that Thibodeau would prefer to give up Barrett in a deal than shooting guard Grimes, who's coming off a solid rookie season in a summer league in which he looked quicker and more sculpted. Grimes is a better defender and three-point shooter than Barrett. So this is really what is taking off in terms of this article where everyone in the media is talking about this. Now, first of all, this is Tom Thibodeau's preference. This isn't the front office's preference. So we don't know if this is actually true. Number one, if Berman's just making this up. Or number two, if Leon Rose believes in this. Now, listen, I am the biggest RJ Barrett fan. If you guys watch my channel, you know how much I support RJ Barrett. I also love Quentin Grimes. But RJ Barrett has way more potential in this league, in my opinion, than Quentin Grimes in terms of an actual star. And that's not saying anything bad about Quentin Grimes. It's just my genuine opinion. Now, listen, I understand that Quentin Grimes is a better shooter and he's a better defender, but I think RJ Barrett possesses different traits that I think has franchise player written all over him. Now, is RJ going to be a number one or number two option on a championship caliber team? No, potentially not. But I feel like RJ Barrett, if you continuously surround him with talent like Donovan Mitchell and Jalen Brunson and Julius Randle, I mean, he's going to be on the team next year. I know you guys want Randle gone, but he's staying on the team. And if you continuously allow RJ Barrett to develop, I mean, this guy's 21, 22 years old. Like, I don't think it would be in the best interest for the Knicks to give up RJ Barrett right now. And if you get deeper into the article, some Knicks in the organization aren't fully convinced Barrett is worthy of a max contract extension worth up to $185 million, despite his scoring average jump to 20 points per game. He just shot 40% from the field. Barrett was eligible for a rookie extension on July 1st, but the Knicks have to see how the Mitchell sweepstakes play out. Ainge will likely prefer to negotiate Barrett's contract. So this is really interesting stuff because initially we thought the Knicks had no interest in trading RJ Barrett. We heard so many different conflicting reports, and now all of a sudden we're hearing even from Stephen A. Smith that the Utah Jazz wants RJ Barrett. I don't know how much I can rely on Stephen A. Smith, to be honest, but this really makes you wonder, are the Knicks going to give up RJ Barrett for Donovan Mitchell? If I had to guess, it's not happening. I feel like the Knicks are going to try to hold on to RJ. They're going to try to hold on to Grimes in order to get Donovan Mitchell to the New York Knicks, and they're going to have to give up a little more draft capital, and Obi Toppin's probably going to have to be involved if that is the case. But it really is interesting to hear that Coach Thibodeau would prefer Grimes over RJ. I just feel like RJ's best years are ahead of him. I feel like RJ Barrett is a player that is ascending and he has star potential written all over him, and that's just how I feel about RJ. I know some of you guys are going to disagree with me saying, nah, Richie, you're just delusional. RJ's not that guy. And I just genuinely believe he is that guy. I always felt like that since his high school days. Number one player coming out of high school, him at Duke, him with the Knicks. He's just trending in the right direction, and I feel like it'll be a mistake if the Knicks move on from him. I really do believe that. Genuinely, I really do feel like it would be a mistake if the Knicks trade away RJ Barrett. You want to trade for Donovan Mitchell to pair him up with an ascending star in RJ Barrett. You don't want to trade away your young ascending star to bring Donovan Mitchell here with just Jalen Brunson and then Randle and then, the young guys off the bench. You need to have a young guy to pair him up with RJ Barrett. And listen, I understand that the Knicks are hesitant on giving him $185 million based on his performance last year. I totally get that. But I feel like the Knicks can still get an extension done, maybe not for the max contract. I don't know if RJ and his Kent are expecting a max deal, because if you look at the guys that did get the max contract in the same rookie class, those guys were all-stars, and RJ was not an all-star yet. So I feel like there's going to be a lot of things that's going to be happening. This is just my initial thoughts of this report and of these rumors from Marc Berman. Again, I'm taking this all with a grain of salt. I don't really know if this is 100% factual or not, but let me know your thoughts down below in the comments about these reports and all these, speculations about Thibodeau preferring Grimes over Barrett, that the Knicks are hesitant to give him a contract extension, and that the reason why the Knicks are not getting Donovan Mitchell right now is because the Jazz's asking price is just way too much. 7 first-round picks plus players is just way too unrealistic, in my opinion. So I don't know if this is going to happen in terms of the Knicks getting Donovan Mitchell, but it does feel like the talks are definitely active, and the Knicks are trying to get the deal done. And I don't know if it's going to get done before training camp or not, but this is definitely something interesting to read up on where the Knicks are standing right now in terms of their approach to the rest of the offseason. So let me know your thoughts down below in the comment section. Love to hear what you guys have to say. Don't forget to like the video if you guys enjoy, of course, and I'll catch you guys in my next video. Let's go Knicks. Peace out.